Hi everybody, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be about our front doors. I'm going to talk about the process I got to getting to this point. My wife, Misdemeanor, has taken all the paint and the primer off of the door, took it back to its original beigey color kind of base, and you will notice, take a look on the doors, you'll see up along the top corners especially, you'll notice there's a couple of dark brown spots on there. That's the dark brown paint that they used on these doors. So these were a dark brown set of doors here. So I'm going to take you inside, we're going to point that out. If we look closely at the door, you can see some of the wood grain. Let me tilt that up a little bit. So you see the wood grain there. It's not that you're seeing the wood grain so much as that's the original paint that is stuck within the wood grain, and we don't need to take that out. We just needed to scrub it down to get it nice and smooth. And when I say we, I mean my wife, Misdemeanor. She did all that work, and she did a great job scrubbing everything down. But some of the stuff hung on. It was applied really well the first time, and it hung on very strong. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and fill in these lines. I use this 1.5 inch brush, and I just go ahead and paint through all this and just make sure that I get that on there. But it takes me 2 coats to do it because sometimes it just doesn't stick in a certain spot and everything else. Not stick, doesn't cover. And this skinny one here, this skinny line around here, that's the one that's really a trick. And these are the 2 doors I was talking about. I'll try to put somewhere on there a link to that video of the installation of these 2 doors. This one here took a while. This one here, because I was real careful, making sure that nothing was wrong, everything was fit well and everything else. And once I saw how easy that was, this one here just popped right in very quickly. It probably took me more time to get it out of the packaging than it took me to actually install the door. So that's pretty cool. All right, so I went ahead and obviously did the painting of the fine detail stripes stuff. The most difficult one is this one right here. I was going to just go ahead and keep the same hardware on there, but to removing the hardware to paint the door, I found this rust on one of the door handles, and this other side here is it actually snapped off. So when I was removing the thing from the door, this actually snapped off, and I'm like, you know what? Probably a good time to go ahead and replace the hardware as well. The peephole has been kind of what, again, this center piece is the inside of the door. That's inside the door. So it's like, you know, it's been up there for 20 years. I think it's done its job, 20 plus years. And then this is the original deadbolt insertion. And we updated that because the original key just spun and spun and spun. So we really never used our front door for anything because the front door, we couldn't unlock it. Also, we park in the garage, so we just come through the garage door anyway. This is the Kwikset. I need to mention up front that nobody's sponsoring this video in any way, shape, or form. Kwikset just happens to be the brand that we're using. Next to the keyhole, there's a slot. In that slot, you insert a certain tool, a little specific tool that they give you with the kit, and you can put in the key that came with it, because they give you a key with the deadbolt, of course. So you turn that halfway. Once you've pushed that little button, you turn it halfway, pull the key out, and then put the new key in, turn it back the other way, and it's locked. And then that key will now be the new the key for your lock. The only difference between the old, this old one and the new one is this handle right here. It's a slightly more silvery color than the older one was, but this little curly Q right here is different. I'll show you on the package here. Is right here. So it doesn't have the ball at the end, you know, but it's the same footprint everywhere else. This part here, though, is the peephole. The peephole screws together like this, and it goes into the hole, you know, up here on top of the door. Now, the easiest way to do this is not to do it the way I would like to do it, is to screw this part in and just plug in this part here. But it's actually to push in the peephole, the eyeball part of it, and then screw this part in. All right? Make sure nothing's in the way there. All right, so and then we just screw this in. And my idea is to get it as close as possible to the actual door, and then just make the last turn or two on the other side. Now, what you want to use something that's got a wide blade to it. It's not like anybody's coming through your door that way, but I have a wide blade knife. This is actually for doing work with linoleum kind of thing, stuff like that, which I don't actually do, but I just need to tighten up this last part of it and then give a little bit of a turn to get it tightened down. So that's nice and tight in there. It's got a brand new peephole. Rekeying the lock. I want to talk about the lock, the hardware setup here. Okay, the easiest way to do this. Okay, because there's a lot of cuss words and stuff going on and being mentioned, to tell the truth about all this when I'm working on it. This side here is where the deadbolt goes in. Okay, it's not like going into the door. It's going into this part here, which locks in top and bottom. This side over here that's empty is going to be a dummy hole. It's going to have to take the same, almost the same exact setup as this side, except for I won't need to put in the two deadbolt, the deadbolt and the door latch hardware. So nothing's going to be sticking out on this side. It sticks out from this main door into the secondary door. Okay, so this part here, and by the way, these things are set up for a single door. Okay, the set that we bought is, there was no special double door set, and it comes with a screw like this. Okay, these screws are meant to go into this part of your lock up here, but on the deadbolt side. Okay, there are 4 holes in the deadbolt side. There are here too, in this one here, but this one here is shorter. The other one that we have in the door is kind of taller. I guess that's slightly more secure. I'm not sure. So I decided to keep that piece of hardware here because it's longer, and you have to, there's pieces in there you would have to work with to do that, to use this part here. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to save this, reserve it as a spare part, and with other door stuff, and keep that like that. But the best part is to work on here because it's just replacing a couple of plates and you're done. Then we come over here, and the way we'll work with this is like work with the handle last, save the worst for last, and work with the top part here. And in both cases, okay, it's easiest you have to get it in there first anyway. So you put in these parts here, and you tighten them down, make sure they're nice and secure, not over tight. You don't want to strip them out. That would be wasteful. All right. And by the way, if you strip out something that's going into wood, take some wooden toothpicks or Q-tips and snip off the furry ends in there and stick a little piece of that in there into the hole, and that'll help lock down that screw in there in case you strip out a screw hole. Pardon me, that'll help. All right, so the deadbolt's there. It says lock on the top. It has an up. There is an up on this particular thing, and it graciously tells you that this part is up, and it even says it on the backing plate that you're not even going to use. If I can get the thing in there, it says up on the top part. All right, it also gives you 2 handles for the inside. The reason why it gives you 2 handles on the inside is, I guess if you had the other door, you would have them if you want facing with this little curly Q thing upside, or if you want to have it going down, you just switch which handle you use in this particular case. All right, so we want the handle going in because if we had it going out, we wouldn't be able to shut the door. So we have it in, and if we use this one, the handle would be down, so it'd be like kind of like pushing on pushing your hand down soft on the handle. And instead we have ours going up because all the other doors in the house, even though they're a different type of door handle, they're the same. So for synchronicity there, we have it all, everything being the same. It's facing towards the up thing to give you like a little bit more pressure when you're pushing down a little bit. It's all psychological. It doesn't really matter to me. A doorknob would be good. This is a tool that we have, and what we do is we put our key in, we turn it halfway. All right, now when you insert this into that slot next to the keyhole, you can feel it. You can feel that thing happening. So then I take our house key that we use for the front door anyway, I put that in and I turn it. You might hear a little pop when you do that. I don't know if I doubt you heard it here, but that will now make this key into the house key, and the keys that they gave you won't work anymore. So we've successfully rekeyed the lock to our house key, and if you had one single door, that would be it. That's all that you'd have to do. For us, I have another set of the door hardware. Not this, of course. That's the empty box from this one. But I'm going to go ahead and insert the other deadbolt and the lock here. Now, on this side, originally, this was a, I guess, a what do they call that? A blank. There'd be a blank there. It's just basically a sheet of metal right there, but it's going to have this same keyhole in it, right? So it's going to have a keyhole, so it's going to look like we need 2 keys to get into the house, but only the door on the right here is the one that has a key. The other one's really just parking an extra deadbolt for now, all right? So anyways, that's going to wrap up this part of it, and this actually is going to wrap up the door. All I'm going to do is do the same thing on the other side, and that's it. So we put in the peephole up here, we put in the deadbolt right here, and the handle, and then of course all the accompanying hardware on the other side, the deadbolt switch, or turn handle, and the handle for this, and the covers and all that. Basically, it's just lay it out on the ground, expand it out the way it's supposed to go into the door, and then that way you can work your way into the center and bring everything in like an accordion kind of thing or something like that, all right? So give you an idea how it does it. All right, so and everything works fine, everything's smooth. And if this door is at least at all slow to close or anything, it doesn't close easy, it does, but there's a little bit of rub up top. I can feel that, I can actually see it. There's a mark on the door where it's rubbing. So in order to get the door open and close a little bit better, I'll just do a little bit of Dremel work up there and kind of sand that down a little bit. And then I will repaint that part to match the rest of the door again. And then we can go ahead and open and close the door, but it works really well now. I mean, you'd have to kind of push on our door to get it to click in, but no, this works really well. And it holds nice and secure. And of course, we always use the deadbolts because the cats can open doors. All right, everybody, the door is now done. It's been painted, all the new hardware has been put on. You can check everything for being all equal and everything. The keys that came with the locks, each deadbolt has a different key. I have since rekeyed those to match our keys that we always use. This side over here is kind of a dummy set just to match the other side, be all matchy-matchy and all that. This is the deadbolt. This is a basically a spacer. And we replaced everything, including the peephole. Now this bottom part on this left door doesn't have a hole behind this, and I didn't want to really drill a new hole through the door. I want to get into more work with doors because every time you do something, you tend to find something else that maybe you want to deal with. And in all honesty, the next thing I'm going to deal with is replacing the doors, completely. So this one here works really well. It shuts and secures really nicely. It does rub along the top. I do need to do some work up top out of the picture there, right? Up here, there is a rub spot that I need to do and take a little bit of material off of there. Cool thing about that, though, is it makes itself well aware of where it's at, where it's rubbing at, and I could either take care of it here or on the other side. I just basically look what's going on, fix the issue, and then I can come back, and just do some touch-up paint and be done with that. All right, so that's the end of the door project. That's a wrap on that. Give me a thumbs up, like the video, make a comment below, let me know you came by to say hi. If you haven't already done so, please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. Until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.